David is running from a man he protected. David is running from a man he admired. David is running from a man that he used to play for. David is running from a man whose demons he was familiar with, whose musical ability had cast the demons out of him. The only way Saul could get to sleep was for David to play for him in one season. Then the season changed, and the same man who hired him is now trying to kill him. I wish I had a witness in this place. Have you ever had people turn on you? Have you ever had people switch on you? Have you ever had people try to destroy you? The very people that you admired and had an emotional investment in are now trying to destroy you. It makes you nervous. It makes you scared. It makes you slowful to open up to people because you can't tell what they're going to do next. David is now running from Saul, which means he's running from Saul's army, which means he's running from an army he used to lead. He's running from his own people, the people who ate like him and dressed like him and danced like him and moved like him and motioned like him. He's running from his own culture, his own background, his own ethnicity is trying to kill him.
What?
It is so bad that David ends up hiding amongst the Philistines. The Philistines had always been an enemy. If you're not careful, the rejection of your people will drive you into the camp of your enemy. Come on with me. Come on with me. Come on. I'm just showing you the backside of the text. And there he is in this situation with the Philistines, and he gets with the Philistines, and he thinks, maybe if I go into the Philistines, they won't hurt me. Maybe they won't hurt me. Maybe they won't remember that I killed Goliath. But as soon as he moved in with the Philistines, the first thing the priest did was say, aren't you? See, that's the trouble with backsliding. If you ever really get saved, you can go back in the strip club if you want to, but you dance like a deacon in the strip club, because once God puts his hands on your life, they're gonna know you're not really one of them. You can play strip poker if you want to, but take off all your clothes and you're still gonna be a child of the King. Once God puts his hands on you, it will never come off. It's indelible, it's immutable, it's unchangeable. It will never pass away. Ask Peter, you can warm yourself by the fire, but they'll point you out and say you've been with Jesus. If you've ever really been with Jesus, you can never get that out of your skin. It'll come out of your pores. When your car slides, you'll holler, oh Jesus. Everybody in the car be cussing, but you'll holler, oh Jesus. Is there anybody in here that's been with Jesus? David had a reputation for military prowess. He had led the armies of Israel that he's now running from. And the priest says to him, you ain't no Philistine. Every backslider in this room, I want you to know, every runaway girl, every prodigal son, they looking at you saying, you ain't no Philistine. He says to him, the priest says to him, do you want the sword? Because we've got the sword that killed Goliath. But David cannot win this battle with the sword. David is afraid that when they find him, they're going to imprison him, or worse still, they're going to kill him. And if ever was a time that he needed a sword, it was now. But God had a plan. I don't know who this is for. God said you cannot fight today's battle with yesterday's weapon. What used to work will not work in this situation. God said you're going to have to come back to me because I've got the plan for the problem you're facing right now. And the plan was David pretended to be insane. So he started beating his head against the gate, just banging his head up against the gate. And they were bringing him to Achish, the king. And when the king saw him, David was beating his head up against the gate. And then he started scribbling all over the wall, just anything, just writing all up, down, and sideways on the wall. And then he starts dropping spittle into his beard until his beard was covered with spit, his head was banging against the wall, and his hand was scribbling. The Philistines wanted nothing to do with him. Achish the king said, can't you see he's crazy? Why did you let him in here? Don't you think I have enough crazy people already in Philistia that you would bring him in here amongst us? I don't need another crazy man. Put him out. He was like the Liberians. He escaped because God had his. You're not going to escape because of your sword. You're going to escape because God has your back. I want to go deeper with this. He managed to escape. He got away. You are going to get out of this. Wait a minute. Without your sword, Samuel 21, 8 through 10 says he got the victory without fighting. Stop fighting. The strategy of the Lord is smarter than that. See, when God has a plan, it's always a crazy plan. Who am I talking to? The Lord told me to tell you he's going to give you a crazy plan. God's plans sound mad. Stuff like build a boat in your backyard. Noah. Elisha, leave your inheritance and all of this property and all of your relatives to go take a menial job washing the hands of a prophet. That's crazy. Or, Elijah, go to a bankrupt widow and there I'm going to sustain you. That's crazy. Or Elijah, throw a stick in the water to retrieve an ox head. That's crazy. Or I'm going to send a backslidden prophet to run a revival in Nineveh. That's crazy. Or Moses, stretch forth a stick and the Red Sea is going to get up out of your way. That's crazy. Or go down a cross, an innocent man, so guilty men can be saved. That's crazy. Or I'm going to call a Christian terrorist to write most of the New Testament epistles. That's crazy. Or humble yourself so I can exalt you. That's crazy. Or whosoever loses his life shall find it. That's crazy. Or give me 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and I'll feed 5,000 people. That's crazy. Or go to the tomb where you buried your brother and roll the stone away. That's crazy. God has a crazy plan. It's not going to make sense to you. All of you rational people, you're going to have to put your rationality behind you and go with something that sounds totally crazy, because God is going to bring you out of your situation. God is going to bring you out of your trouble. God is going to bring you out of your dilemma. If your ego doesn't stop you from being willing to do something crazy, nudge your neighbor and tell him, I'm about to do something crazy. I'm about to do something I never did before. I'm about to act mad. I'm about to bang my head against the wall. I'm about to spit in my own beard. I'm about to write up and down the side of the wall. Whatever God has for you, it's a crazy blessing. They didn't hear me. I'm going to tell you, whatever God has for you is a crazy blessing. They kind of heard me. I'm going to try y'all. Whatever God has for you is a crazy blessing. You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. If you're going to do this, you got to be crazy. I'm looking for some crazy people. Paul said, I'm a fool for Christ. Is there anybody that's ready to act a fool? We're in a season of trouble. Finances are crazy. Gas is going up. The recession is on our heels. But God said, if you're willing to act a fool, I swear I'm going to bless you. I'm going to pull you out of this rut. I'm going to pull you out of this hole. I'm going to pull you out of this dilemma. But you got to be willing to act a fool. Paul said, I'm a fool for Christ. I want to preach to a room full of fools, a room full of people that'll step out of a boat and walk out on water, don't have no bridge, don't see no rocks, but I'm going to walk on it anyway. God's getting ready to take you away that would blow your mind. I need a crazy praise up in this place. Praise online. I need a praise in your living room. I need a praise on YouTube. I need a praise on Facebook. This is a time that God is going to elevate crazy people. Not people who play it safe. Not people who play it cool. Not people who play it easy. Not people who color in the lines. You got to get outside of the lines. I'm tired of coloring in the lines. I'm going to get out the lines and do my own thing. It may be scribbling, but it's going to work for you. It may look bad, but it's going to work for you. I need 30 seconds of crazy praise